solo. I probably got this one in here with. So that one, I did an article on Guitar World of a long time ago. I call that the brace. What it is for, I'd be playing clubs or, you know, just for hire back in the day, and you'd get like some girls want to sit in, and they always are in wrong keys. You know, they're not in really strong hillbilly keys. So it's like, let's do Fox on the Run in E flat, and you're like, E flat? I got no advantage. I got not one string advantage on E flat. So I figured this thing out, and basically it would be like, you know, when you're capo, like the bluegrass guys, right? So. And I said, that's a good job. So I said, you know, I want to do that. Now, in retrospect, and in talking about this for many years, what Tommy just asked me was that what I was attracted to was the sound of the guitar. The image was Elvis, but I didn't realize he wasn't really playing, and it was Scotty Moore. So that was my first impetus to pick up an instrument. I tried to go to this is the 50s, and it was a strange time for education. I went to the local music conservatory. My mother said, you know, my son wants to learn to play the guitar. I was like 8 years old. He goes, you're too small to play the guitar. You have to play lap steel. Because they were trying to sell Hawaiian steels, because that was a big deal in the 50s. And they were just taking our money, right? So he said, you play this, and then you can easily switch over to guitar. That was the so in retrospect, he gave me, you might even have one here, but he gave me like a little Stella cowboy guitar with a flip nut. So the strings were this high, a steel bar, not a round one, and 3 finger picks. And I sat at my dining room table and played Goodnight Ladies for about 4 weeks. And out the window, I put the guitar on, lay it on the table, and right out the window was our front yard. And I'm 8 or 9 years old, and all my buddies are out there playing football and sports and running around. And they look in and see me with the guitar, and they go, Pete's got his guitar. So I would open the front door of my house, they'd stand on the porch, so now I'm on stage. It had a red, white, and blue cable cloth thing, ribbon that went around it. And so I put the guitar on. I had no idea how to play it. I'd been playing Goodnight Ladies, throwing the picks inside the hole, flipping it the whole bit. And I said, there's no way I can fret these strings, but I said, these things have got to have something to do with playing the guitar. That's what I thought. So I just started beating on them and turning these things, and I go, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. And they go, he's doing a hound dog. And it was like a big deal, right? And I just was smashing through the guitar. Then I'd bring it back, and in retrospect, my teacher must not have been a very good teacher, because it would take him 20 minutes to tune the guitar. And he'd go, I told you don't touch these. And I just sit there and go, I didn't touch them. I didn't touch them. I just completely lie. So a half-hour lesson was 20 minutes of him with a pitch pipe. trying to tune the damn thing. And then he go, all right, play Good Night Ladies again. So after 4 of those, I said, I'm done with this. I want drums. Because I thought they'd give me a drum set. No, they gave me a pad in the day. I said, this is pretty cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to check this out. I need to do something. And I was trying to learn in the store and playing a little bit and reading chords a little bit, but I had no understanding. From a C, from an A to an F sharp minor was an A to an F sharp minor. It wasn't 1 to 6. That meant like, what? Okay, I know that one, and then memorize it. So everything was memorized. It was like when you hear about those illiterate NFL football players that couldn't read and they got into the NFL. I was like that because they were like, how did you get to practice? He said, I counted the exits because I couldn't read the exits. It was kind of scary, but that's how they had to live, and they didn't want to tell anybody they couldn't read. So music was like that. I could learn and I could play, but I was afraid. I couldn't sit down and go, what are we going to do? It's like, hey, what's the chord? When are we going to rehearse? I don't know that, what's that one? And you don't want, when you're young, you don't want to get called out when you're playing with 3 or 4 guys. You go, hey man, play this chord, and you're like, I'll get it by next rehearsal. It just makes you feel weird, right?
Still. It doesn't matter how old you get. It's still like that.
Yeah, you want to know your shit, right? So consequently, I went to the seminar. Howard Roberts was there. It was like one of those things where your buddy goes away and gets baptized and becomes a born again Christian and says, I can't hang out with you anymore because you drink and do dope. And I flushed all my stuff down the toilet. He said, you could have called me. I had came over and got it from you. Yeah. But it was one of those things of like, wow, 3 days with Howard Roberts, and he had these little paper pamphlets with about 10 or 15 pages in each one, and I think there was like 5 of them. 5 of these pamphlets that told you everything you needed to know about music. And when I got out of that, after 3 days, I went back to work on Monday. This other guy was there, there was good musicians that worked there too. And he goes, how's the Howard Roberts seminar? I said, that was awesome. Really? What'd you learn? I said, everything. It was bullshit. I go, ask me anything. Ask me anything. Now, what I meant was, could I use it? No. But I went to a master carpenter's session, and he showed me what a planer was, what an owl was. I knew all the tools. I could say, oh, the whole tone scale is this, and I understood it. I didn't have it under my fingers yet. So it was difficult to stick with myself playing off of these pamphlets. About 1.5 years goes by, and it goes, he's starting a school called GIT. The first semester I didn't go, and every 6 months they started the class. And so the first 6 months, it might even been the second, I don't remember, but then I was just like, you know what, I gotta go. And I was 29.